Hello and welcome. You're listening to the Dungeon Speak podcast, a D&D campaign based on Greek mythology. My name is Todd, and I will be the DM for this adventure. Now the players will say hello themselves.
Hello, I'm Macy, and I will be playing Aldora, the cleric.
Yo, what up? I'm Dylan. I play the fighter.
Hello, I'm Becca and I play Kiriki.
Hey, I'm Kevin and I play Malachi.
And now, here's a story about two old friends. On a sunny morning, when dew still clung to leaves and grass, a couple of creatures walked through a forest, one of them being a grasshopper who loved to talk. He was a small grasshopper, but has a purple exoskeleton, or skin. So, Amathian and I started our father's Sunday by visiting the gardens. I know, gardens are boring, blah blah blah, but no. These gardens back then were beautiful. Back in the day, Demeter took care of the gardens all over the world. I feel like she cared more, but I don't know her, so I can't say for sure. I hope she's doing well. Above this small grasshopper, in the trees, was a small creature, a little over 2 feet tall, light brown skin, large and bulgy black eyes, a tail as long as it is, and 2 horns that grew up and inward like insect antennas, was a demon known as a Quasit. This small and frail creature was a scout, but everyone had to eat. He stood on a branch and held onto the mast of the tree and looked down on the grasshopper. The Quasit smiled, became invisible, and started climbing down the tree. After we had our fill of cabbage, we decided to make our way back. I remember what route we took because we had to turn around and go back. You see, my wife at the time, Eos, beautiful as the dawn she brought with her, loved cabbage. So I knew if we left without bringing her some of Demeter's cabbage, then I would have to hear about it. She was lovely, but... The grasshopper stopped talking when a figure became visible a few feet in front of him. It looked around and then smiled a sharp-toothed grin. His teeth were a sharp yellow color, and the space between them indicated that this creature wasn't made for tearing apart and eating meat. The grasshopper looked around and then slowly started backing up. Oh, hello there. I know what you're thinking. Small insect, alone in the woods, easy to kill. Well, I regret to inform you that I am no ordinary cicada. I am a master of magic and divine power. The demon crept closer and bent his hind legs to prepare for a sprint. Well, hold on now. I can be useful. I am quite the poet, and I know how to write. The demon started sprinting. After a foot, it slowed down. After 2 feet, it seemed immobile. After 3 feet, it had completely turned to stone. A woman with brown eyes, brown leather armor, a short sword at her side, and a longbow in her back walked from behind a cluster of trees. Her hair was making a hissing sound as it settled down to lay back against her. Over a small amount of time, her hair turned back into normal straight brown hair just past her shoulders. She picked up a log and swung it, chipping the demon's stone head. She swung it a few more times before the head broke apart completely and went a few feet from the stone body of the demon. The woman threw the log on the ground and stared down at the grasshopper. Are you sure you're ready to talk to Athena? I feel like you're holding on to something. The woman glared down at the grasshopper before turning and walking in the direction that the grasshopper was originally going before the demon appeared. I'm not blaming you, Zosimi, or Medusa, or whatever you want to go by. I understand that some people hold on to grudges. He hops quickly to catch up. I guess you're ready to be there. You forgot I was smaller. No worries, I forgive you. So, do your statues stay conscious while frozen, or do they die? That would be terrible. Where was I? Oh, right. So we walked and he picked my wife wildflowers and said, pretty flowers for a pretty mummy.
Hi, my name is Macy, and you're listening to the Dungeon Speak podcast.
So on the bright side, it's his turn. Unfortunately, his save is at the end of his turn. Is that correct?
Let me check.
Okay.
Yeah, it's end of turn.
At the end of the turn of each of its turns.
So even if he passes, his turn's over.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then
Okay,
Eldora
submission.
and Ethan get to do it.
He got a 26, so he's no longer held. However, that's it. He just kind of shakes his head, and you see all 6 of these eyes turn and glare at you, Eldora. This 18-foot tall, really tall, dying creature. Wait. He does not get his trample back.
Hmm.
Yeah, that makes me sad, but it's fine. Eldora, Ethan, it's your turn.
Okay. Let me just make sure I take that off my spell list. Okay. Alrighty. Well, a lot of us definitely really need healing. So, I'll use healing, or use mass healing word. As you call out words of restoration, up to 6 creatures of your choice that you can see within range regain hit points equal to 1d4 plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
And what kind of holy Athena words do you shout out? Are you like, let you all be healed by the powers of Athena?
Eh,
Uh-huh.
I don't know, my head's like absolutely killing me, so I'm really having a hard time thinking right now.
That's okay, I'll just keep putting you on the spot. It's fun.
But everyone heals 7
Damn.
points of healing. And then she's gonna just go around this corner here to try to avoid getting hit again if possible.
So Eldora runs deeper into the cave, for more towards where he came from. Because fuck this shit.
Yep.
That trample did hurt.
Okay. Yeah, no, that hurt a lot, honestly. And that's pretty much gonna be actually, because that takes a bonus action. I could, because I'm
could use a
barely
cantrip.
there. I could do a crossbow attack.
Get him.
Yes, you could.
16.
Unfortunately, roll again,
You
it's
still
with
have
advantage.
Yay. Fuck. 12.
Unfortunately, a 16 will not hit. You kind of just see it deflect off his hard hide.
Shit.
But he is clocking you.
Okay. Yep, that's the end of my turn.
Okay, let's get these low hitters out of the way. Andrak, kind of wasted turn do you want to do?
Wait, Ethan.
Aw, but I don't want to.
You almost got away with it too, Todd. You almost got away with it.
If it wasn't for you and your lizard.
It worked for you, meddling kids, and your lizard too.
All right, Ethan.
Chomp, chomp.
Don't forget you have advantage.
Nah, 20. Nah, 20. Nah.
Oh, you stop that. You shut that shit down.
28.
A 28 will hit. What's Ethan's damage? It's 40, 12 plus 7?
Yeah.
If you rolled high, you could kill him right here.
Rolled high. 34.
So he is not dead, but you see this blood just pouring out all over him, all over the ground. He's like kind of stumbling a little bit. His 18 feet going down below Ethan's feet, or Ethan's height of 15 feet. Like he's just kind of limping a little bit as he's looking around, trying to find some way out of the situation. But unfortunately, it's Andrak's turn, and this is where it's gonna get real.
Bonus action fighting spirit for those temp HP. Because he's up.
I just died in your arms tonight.
And then he's taking his 2 swings, cocking back with the greatsword for a 24 to hit.
24 will hit.
Following up, a 21 to hit.
21 will hit.
1 broad swing followed by a second coming down. First hit's gonna deal 14 points of slashing damage. Second hit is gonna be another 14 points of slashing damage.
So consistent.
Jesus, Macy, you really did curse this game tonight.
Consistency of the 5e cleric.
So he had 19 hit points when Andrak started.
Yes.
So you put him at negative. It won't do the math. My calculator's like, that's a negative number. We don't do that. So it's whatever that math's to.
It's like -9.
Yeah, negative 19. So, I mean, how does this look? Andrak just killed this fucking huge creature that ruled over this entire camp and killed. You don't even know how many humans this thing has killed.
Has anybody watched Berserk: The Golden Age?
Negative.
Is that an anime?
Yes.
Nope.
You might like it, Todd. Andrak comes cleaving in with his sword, and it goes straight through the lower half of this creature, all the way, bisecting this giant monster.
Damn. I mean, you do weigh a lot, so you could do that. Just follow through.
Follow through all the way. Probably a lot of black blood splashing everywhere, too.
Yeah.
As Andrak is covered in blood. Again.
Just breathing heavily.
Good thing Adora's kind of hiding behind stuff.
Don't worry, it'll blend into his cloak later.
Alright, you guys are out of initiative. This thing lays dead. I would say at your feet, but it's more like at your shoulders. It's very big.
Malachi pauses for a second. He just kind of like watches it, and he's all like, wow. Okay. That actually went better than I thought it would.
Me too.
Aldora is slowly coming out of hiding. Like,
It
slightly
froze.
trembling still.
Malachi puts a hand on her shoulder. That was an incredibly impressive move. Good job.
I didn't think it would actually work. I actually was sure I was dead.
After seeing it, I thought we were all dead.
It
Yeah,
is good
all
that
very
was not the case.
negative.
Sorry,
How's
Kiriki.
Kiriki looking?
How is Kiriki looking? Yeah, she's pretty good. About half.
Like spitting blood, being like, pfft,
Y'all are losers.
I ain't got time to bleed.
That's all she has time for.
That's our whole modus operandi.
It's true. You guys are at the mouth of this cave. Aldora, are you cast shield on or light on your shield, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you are just, you got this bright light all around you as this heap of black blood and gross is in front of you.
Is he like going away like other monsters usually do?
He is not.
Let's see if we can find anything on its body. Malachi
We
would
should
like
also
to.
investigate the cave.
Oh my, he's pretty naked. So he has like kind of plates that were placed over him, but because he's so large, it's not really cohesive like armor per se. It's more of just plates that are randomly on him. You could maybe melt it and turn it into something if you wanted, but it looks like they would be heavy. So Andrak would have to dump some stuff he's carrying in order to carry any of it. And without it being definitively worth anything, I wouldn't advise it. He does have an oversized axe, which we haven't talked about, but oversized weapon, what they do is they do double the dice damage. So instead of like 1d6, it would be 2d6. The only problem is if you're of a smaller size category, you have disadvantage on the attacks. Now, I will say I usually put a caveat to this, is that if you have a high strength, like if you have an 18 strength, I would not give you a disadvantage, just because I think if you're that strong, you can carry a big weapon. Why not? Fuck
Yeah.
it.
I already
Might
do.
be a little awkward, but yeah. So, I mean, like Andrak, he could carry it. I think that might be it.
Does it feel like it would actually be worth using, though, over, say, his
No.
sword?
It doesn't look magical. It just looks like his body weight is what made it hefty.
The axe would not be worth carrying. I doubt many people would be able to use it.
Fair enough.
He says, holding a sword that's about as tall as everybody here.
Doesn't look like there's much more to it than that. Perhaps we investigate the cave and then go take care of those people.
There's nothing like magical in the area at all, like sense-wise.
I
coming
mean,
from
you're at the
Eden.
entrance of the cave, so no. Do you have detect magic?
No.
Oh, well, stop asking me questions,
That's
lady.
true.
Trying to get free information, and you did too. I fell for it.
Andrak
She
will
tricked me.
peer into the cave further.
All right. You peer left or right?
Left.
Left.
To the west.
You peer left. So it looks 20 to 25 feet wide here, but then further down, about 40 to 50 feet, it slims down to be about 10 to 15 feet wide, but you can't really see into that area, mostly because you can't see in the dark, but it's also pretty far from you. That bit right there is about 60 feet. To your right, it looks like it goes about 90 to 100 feet from where you are. Again, kind of the same size hallway. It does slim down as you go in, and you can't really see much past that either. But it looks the same both ways from this point of view. No distinct differences, really.
Let us investigate this way. And he'll gesture leftwards and begin making his way in, waiting by the edge of the light for Eldra to follow.
Malachi will do the same.
All right. So you guys creep your way into this room. And as you get in this room, it's kind of an odd circular room. Like, it looks somewhat circular, but it was naturally formed. It's not a perfect circle. It is roughly 80 to 90 feet in diameter, depending on where in the room you are. And there are columns throughout this room that are naturally formed. So it's just rocks going from floor to the ceiling. Some are 5 feet wide, some are 10 or 15 feet wide. In the middle of this room, if you guys want to actually move up to it, you see piles and piles of treasure, gold, platinum, vases, items. And then you see to the south, or to the left side as you enter this area, there's boxes. They're all empty, but you see boxes, and you see it looks like there's straw and maybe a little cushioning at the bottom of some of these boxes to make like a makeshift bed, but it looks too small for anything, so maybe like an animal or something a little more ominous. You ready to know what's in this room?
Y'all.
Yeah.
Alright, let me just get there. I do want to shout out a friend who got stuck in town for a little bit, and they were bored. So while they've never played D&D and barely know what it is, I handed them dice and said, roll this, and they thought it was really fun. So your loot was rolled by somebody who has no idea what they were doing.
Fun.
Oh boy.
Alright, so here's what you got from the knowledgeable D&D person. 45,000 gold.
Oh my
Let's start there.
Wow.
I'm
Jeez.
gonna write this all down.
Yes,
for
please.
That's not a bad idea, but I do also have it written down.
Right.
22,000 platinum.
Oh my god.
Wow.
4 translucent pale blue with green and gold molting gems. Opals. 1 transparent deep bright green gem. An emerald. 1 translucent ruby with white star-shaped center. Star ruby. 4 transparent blue-white to medium blue gems. Blue sapphires.
How many?
4. 1 translucent fiery red gem, a fire opal. 2 translucent blue sapphire. Oh, did that one. Shit, my bad. No, I'm sorry, that was a star sapphire. 2 star sapphires. They just look a lot like the blue sapphires. 1 translucent dark green with black molting golden flecks inside of it, a black opal. 1 transparent fiery yellow or yellow-green gem, a yellow sapphire. A bronze cuirass, which is like a chest armor for the uninitiated. That is a simple bronze chest plate and back plate held together by leather straps. It looks polished and in very, very good shape. So there might be more to it. There is a book that is in perfect condition. It is not messed up at all, despite the room that it's in and despite the care that it's been in. So there might be more to it. There is a long sword, again, perfect condition. It's in a very decorated sheath, so there's probably something to that. And there is a fine wooden box with a brush in it. and it has these colored pigments in it.
Well, that's a lot.
Alright, I have that all written down.
Aggressive horde.
This could be useful in setting
This could.
more people up and getting us more equipment.
This room could single-handedly reset the economy of the area.
Yes.
No kidding.
Now that's a thing.
We could send the refugees back to Troy instead of where they're planning to go.
And there's more than enough to pay for the boat ride over.
This is more than enough to set them for possibly their whole lives.
Yeah.
Curious
I will
about.
note that the commoner makes less than 50 gold their whole life.
We could give them 50 gold each and they'll be set their whole life.
There's a whole new wave of noblemen coming into into Troy in the near future.
I mean, they've been through a lot, so they deserve a lot.
Well, we should pocket some of this
Collect this.
for our own use. And then I would recommend letting the people that were out there come in and take some of it as well. We should take stock of the items that are not just coinage, these gems, the sword, that chest piece. We should try and figure out if there's anything more to those.
I can carry them for now. When we
Well,
are more clear, we can investigate them further.
Should we check the other side?
Yes, there might
No.
be more.
Malachi is going to grab a handful of these coins first. A good couple of handfuls. He doesn't necessarily need a lot of money, but it's good to have some on hands. So he'll probably grab like a couple hundred gold and a couple hundred platinum.
Oh,
Landrak was
bro.
going to hold up the sack he was handed of the gold and, like, start shoveling the excess in. And then probably leave, like, 5k of it for them. Like, everybody could, like, take from the sack he's filling. Because he has
Can
not added
he-
personal gold.
I don't think you have a sack that'll hold 40,000 gold.
I have a dragon wing.
I don't think you have a sack that'll hold 40,000 gold.
Fair enough.
Aldra will take some for herself and for her to bring back for the temple that she works at.
Andrak is picking up the magic items and holding onto them, or the other items.
He's
I
just
don't know
carrying
if they're
them 'cause
magic.
it's a sword, a chest plate, a book,
Okay.
and a wooden box with the brush and pigments. Though the gemstones above board might be useful for the spellcasters.
Yeah. Or crafting stuff.
Yeah.
We've only partially gotten into that, but that is a possibility. Ooh, excuse me. Aldora, do not forget you have saddlebags on Ethan.
Yeah.
Hey, we should just load up the gold there.
Aldora will saddle some up on Ethan for the journey for everyone. Still, obviously, leaving a good amount for everyone, like for the people that were imprisoned.
Kiriki's gonna walk over and specifically get, like, how much platinum was there again?
Shit ton.
22,000.
22,000, yeah.
22,000. She's gonna get, like, I would say about 500 platinum, and she's gonna, like, walk out the cave with it.
Like outside?
Mhm.
Okay.
She said, "Fuck the other side. I've got this platinum now."
I mean, she didn't want to be here in the first place.
I do not have to relay my plans to you people.
Well, don't get eaten by something while you're out there. We're gonna investigate the other side of this cave.
Indeed.
I can't even see how to exit. There's the map.
Sorry. On my screen. you
Dynamic
can see-
lighting. Is that that monster's still just sitting there, right?
Yeah, he's dead.
We've not
Oh.
investigated that at all.
Did you want to do something with it?
No, Kiriki's gonna keep walking. She's not gonna go too far. Just to refresh Becca, did we see Hera, and do we know we've been blessed by her?
Yes. Well, from what you've heard, you think that was Hera.
Okay.
Or not really her, but like a version of her. Like it looked a little bit see-through.
An avatar.
So you don't think, yeah. It was like an avatar of some kind. You don't think it was actually her, because you've heard that them actually showing up could kill people.
Okay, where's a nice... Kiriki's gonna, like, walk over to the... Where did we see her? Do we exactly know where her avatar appeared?
So, at first, she appeared about halfway up the mountain, and then
Mhm.
she was kind of walking barefoot, gracefully, walking down the mountain. And then that's when she was walking and kind of looking over it, and that was when she yelled blasphemy. And then she appeared in between all of you. And so different like spiritual versions of herself started kind of moving in and out, all of you. And as she did this, you heard all these voices, all this screaming, all this anger, and that's when you were blessed. And you do feel a little bit like lethargic right now. So you do feel a little bit like she is satisfied and you have done exactly what she asked.
Okay, Kiriki is gonna wander. Is these ledge walkable on the side of the mountain here?
Yeah, I mean, Kiriki ain't no fool. She's not a caster. She can move up this mountain, no problem. I will side note something. You did hear the demons make a call earlier, and you saw a rock come out from the top of this mountain and fly out.
Okay, she's not going, like, super far from everybody.
Okay.
But she's gonna go, like, I would say, like, right about here where this rock is. And she's gonna put all the platinum she just picked up down. And, like, kneel in front of it.
Are you gonna bury your money in the side of the mountain?
I am absolutely not going to bury my money in the side of the mountain.
That sentence
Sorry,
started
Grandma.
in a way that I did not anticipate. You were going to say, I'm absolutely going to do that. I was like, oh, all right.
No, I'm not.
I
Kiriki,
got a jar.
Kiriki, like, kneels down in front of the money and, like, gets into a pray position, and she goes, "Thank you, Lady Hecate, for your assistance. But also, thank you, Lady Hera. We have done as you asked. I can feel the power leaving. And this is not all of the money, the offerings we found, but we're hoping to use the rest to get those people a better life. Please accept this as a token of our thanks." And she's going to get up and leave it there.
Alrighty.
Whether she gets it or not, she did what she thought was the right idea.
Becky, do you have inspiration?
I don't think so.
You do now. That was amazing.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think this is why people like Becca. Not me personally, but other people.
That's
think
fair.
she's
At
okay.
least the feeling's mutual, Todd.
That's fair. All right. All right. You people. Oh gosh, Aldora, Andrak, and Malachi. You go into this room where on the side he came from, and it's kind of the same as the other side. You see the natural formed columns in between this place. It is more square than the other one, but it's about 90 feet by 90 feet. There's the natural columns, again, between 5 and 15 feet wide. And you don't really see much. You can see kind of as you go towards the back of this room, to the left, where this hallway kind of ends and it opens up into the space. There's a lot of books and papers on the floor, or on the ground, cavern floor. And then on the back corner, you can see it's kind of like a nesting area where you see he's laid there so much it almost rubbed out some of the rock because of his weight and size. But yeah, you see books and papers there. What do you want to pick up first?
Malachi's going to look around for anything that looks like it could be correspondence or plans of any sort from the demons.
You do see... I don't want to use the word correspondence, but you do see like scrolls that are rolled out, and it is written in Abyssal.
Okay. Malachi will read those scrolls in Abyssal.
Okay, and it will happen. Okay, can y'all see this?
Yeah.
Okay. So you see 11 of these scrolls that are kind of scrolled out. They're tattered. They're not very well written. They're written in Abyssal, and they don't really make a lot of sense.
Malachi, like, picks one up, and he's, like, looking at it. You see his, like, brow furrows, and he kind of just... He reads it, like, 3 or 4 times, and then he looks over at the other two. I can't make sense of this. It's... These notes, they say, call Shaitonen to pick up Regulan? bark and speak Taha Lale. Does that make any kind of sense to either of you?
No.
When you say Taha Lale, you see the scroll light up a very light blue, but then fade away quickly.
Oh, okay, so it's a keyword.
Macy learned this already.
Speaking the final sentence, and he'll say it again. Taha Lale.
Scroll lights up blue, fades away.
He like holds it out so she could see what happens when he does that. Let me see if I can figure out something beyond just the writing. He's gonna do an Arcana check.
Alrighty.
Does an 8 do anything for me?
It's probably magical.
Aldora, see if you can figure out. There's something going on here. It's obviously magical, but I can't understand it. Maybe you can get a better idea. And he'll hand it to Aldora.
And-
We'll look at the scroll. And...
So I know Aldora speaks Abyssal because it's one of my favorite sound drops.
Yeah.
Wait! I know that shit!
Yeah.
Wait, what? Oh.
It's okay. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Can you see the little handout thing, my bopper?
No. If I'm supposed to be able to, like, see a note, I cannot see it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's in the journal at the very top on roll 20.
Now I see it.
Can't you, like, make it pop up on people's screens?
Usually.
Oh no, I think I have a virus. There's pop-ups.
Close the porn. So it is written in Abyssal, but it says, like he said, call a word you're not really familiar with to pick up a word you're not really familiar with. Speak, or mark and speak, Taha Lale, and you see a small line under it. I don't know if you saw that or not, Malachi, or noticed it.
I did not. I thought that was a part of the art.
Sorry.
No problem. It's totally reasonable that she would see different things than me. Malachi is not a scholar, so...
So does Aldora know anything about that?
Does Aldora want to, like, rule on something? Or you just want to keep
Yeah.
trying to trick me into giving you free
Yeah.
shit? I'm not falling for it this time, lady.
What kind of check would it be, like? Investigation, history, arcana? I don't know.
Arcana and history will give you different results. Investigation will tell you what kind of paper it is.
Okay. I'll roll a history.
Okay.
Sweet. I got a 19.
Oh yeah.
19. So, training in the way that you did with Athena and in the church, or in the temple, you know that a lot of different instructions or instructors have different reference words for people that are training. For instance, noob is a cultural word, and it will not mean the same thing in every language, and it may not even be a word in other languages. Shaitanan is a specific word for somebody you would call if you want to pick up a Rujanlan. So it is calling somebody to pick up something or somebody else, and then it says to mark and speak, which could be a signature or some kind of mark, because a lot of times people can't write. So it just says, they just say put your mark here, which could be a lot of things, but just some kind of way of marking that it's them that's agreeing to it.
Okay. Aldora will relay the information, but still not sure really what to make of it.
Perhaps it's some kind of beacon. Some way for the demons to contact each other for some reason. Maybe a way to call for reinforcements.
Could that demon even fit through here?
He points over to the area that's like kind of worn out. Well, he looks like he was probably nesting over there, judging by the wear on the stone.
Probably.
Also, the smaller ones could have probably gotten back here if they were allowed to. No problem. Malachi will take a glance around and see if there's anything else that looks relatively important to take any books of note while he's here?
I mean, there's the books, but of note is really a personal opinion.
I guess anything that would seem like it might give further intel or detail into what these things are. Like if there's a book of like, I don't know, like, a history of the demons, or something like that.
Let me read you off some of the titles. And I'm going to force you to flip through the book a little bit here.
Yay.
Because that way I can kind of give you some insight. You ready?
Yeah.
So every book around you seems like they have pictures on the front. Most of them are couples. The first book you pick up is called His Excalibur of Love. And you're like, what the fuck? So you kind of flip it open a little bit. And there's a picture circled in this like crude drawing. And it's a knighted man knelt down in a position of respect. But his tongue is out and he's licking the shaft of a... You drop that book. The next book you pick up...
What the fuck?
...is called Seductive Stranger. And you kind of just flip it up into a random page. And again, there's a circled picture. And it's a series of pictures in a row. A man holding what looks like a deed up to a busty woman. And around the corner are 13 naked Greeks who are eagerly waiting.
He drops
Throw that one. Yeah.
I don't understand this. This is just a stash of disgusting novels. What the fuck is going on here?
Do you want me to keep going?
He looks back at Eldora. He's all like, these demons, they're just looking at filth all day. There's nothing tactical here. He just kicks a book against the wall.
I don't know. I think it kind of makes sense. Kiriki walks back into the cave when she hears the odd end of this conversation.
She sees a book open and it says Sinful Desires.
I think it makes sense.
This is the reader's camp.
Yes, I mean...
They were probably trying to figure out how to
make it work.
The copulation happen.
Dora, what's your take?
Eldora will look down at one of the fallen books that had kind of fallen close to her, realize
Fantasy
that there's
lover.
a weird picture that she doesn't really like. What the heck? She's gonna look away, kick the book away from her, just trying to pretend she didn't see anything.
It looked like an orgy of women being taken by men wearing a variety of animal masks.
Kiriki will walk over and pick up that specific book she kicked. You guys
Why are you two acting so immature?
That's what I am saying. They are just books.
I don't care about the content of the books. I care that there's not something more useful for us here. I want to understand these things. I want to understand what is invading our country. I don't care what books they read when it comes to this kind of material.
I don't think they were reading them, but...
I do not believe they were either.
Just trying to track down leads. We have so little information on these things besides what you know from killing them, Kirigi.
I mean, the body outside is still there. You can learn a lot from a corpse.
On that note, Kiriki, you do specifically know that not too long ago, they were disappearing or melting away, or dusting.
And yet we encountered some on our way here that were vanishing.
Yeah, but this is not the first one you had that's not doing it, and so this could be, something could have changed.
Well, since one of them is still there, why don't we take a closer look? If these books or anything else in the cave doesn't really say much about them, then we may get more from one of them.
Oh, I mean, there's more books. You want me to keep going?
No.
No.
Please, keep going, Tom. Let Malachi pick up another book.
Alright, so Andrak grabs a book and sticks against the wall, and you start. As he walked through the alley, holding the hand of the woman he loved. I'm just kidding.
This is
Book
not
is
another
shit.
boat situation.
This book is shit. The writer does not know what they are doing. And then he'll throw the book.
Yeah, Malachi does another cursory glance, or not cursory. I think he'll do a full investigation because he's frustrated. He's gonna dig around through the books, still trying to find something else of note here.
Alright, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Okay.
Andrak, on the other hand, will leave and go try to regroup to the normal people.
Yeah,
All right.
Malachi's like frustrated. He looks like he's kind of feverishly just looking for something. There's maybe not a ton of purpose in what he's doing, but shit. An 11.
You are throwing around these books, digging through, and you see a book fall into your hand just out of the pile. It just happens to slide into like the back of your hand, and you glance down. You see his Excalibur of Love again.
He just picks it up, throws it further into the cave, and then shakes his head and begins to walk out to be with the rest. I think he'll actually go the long way. He's gonna kind of go around and look through the rest of this area just to be sure that he didn't miss anything.
Alrighty. Dora, do you just kind of like walk a little bit with him just so he's not out of the light?
Oh, shit, yeah. Wait, where the fuck?
We've all been that friend for like someone we know where you're just kind of like pretending not to be there because you know they're in a bad mood. Just kind of waiting for them to not be. When you're okay, big guy.
Does he
right
find
thing.
anything else within the remains of this cave?
No, the demon didn't look like a scholar. You think he was just kind of the warden, so to speak.
Okay.
But to put a comparison on it.
Okay.
Like, they would probably did not give him an important job.
And after he gets through all that, he'll just look at Eldora. Come on. There's nothing left to learn here. Let's go reconvene with the others. And he'll head out of the cave.
Kiriki, what's your take on it?
On what?
I don't know.
I said my piece. So she is gonna come out to the cave entrance where that demon body is still at. Still there, still lingering. Is there anything that we can glean from it that might make it different from the others we have encountered?
Roll investigation, survivor, or nature.
Watch Survivor, and then tell me what you think.
Yeah.
Let's
It's a good show. I want to see if you agree.
14. I did nature.
Not really. He just looks like a different type of demon. Just bigger, stronger, upgraded.
Upgraded. Like modifications?
Actually, you know what? No. I'm sorry. You didn't roll high enough. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna give you is he's bigger or badder. Other than that, you're not sure. He looks just another bug on your boot.
Do you need help trying to look for something?
I feel like I'm close to figuring something out, but I'm not. It's just not coming to me. And she like taps on her, like her temple. It's like, you know, information is on the you just can't get it.
Eldora is going to also try to see if there is anything that makes the demon different from the others.
Okay.
What-
Nature, survivor, or what was the other one? Investigation.
Okay. Dang! 14 for investigation.
Unfortunately, just another dead demon.
Oh my god, twins.
Double numbers, 20s. That's my luck today.
Maybe we'll learn more if we come across another.
Possibly. I mean, there's gotta be another one that's like this.
I only had the one. I thought he was bad enough. Shit.
That's what you get for thinking.
Apparently. Gee.
You thought wrong.
I thought this was gonna go really bad, but no, y'all fucked this shit up.
Oh shit, so did I. Like,
I mean, he
whenever
did.
you said he was standing over Eldora, I was like, fuck!
I mean, he
Dead.
did 80
sure.
points of damage to Andrak in the first swing. Like, I thought we were all fucking dead.
That would have downed 2 people. Yeah, 2 people out of the 5-person party this is.
Mhm.
You have no
That-
idea how long I was thinking of using Hold Monster on that one guy. For 2 sessions, I was like, okay, hold that Hold Monster for that one dude.
And it was worth it.
It was so worth it. Kiriki, did you make out anything? You've been staring at that body for a while.
No, it's like on it's almost like she's trying to say something, but she can't figure out how to say it where you can understand her. Like she can't translate the word. I almost have the thought, but it goes.
I can't really.
Jeez, you
I
really
don't
do
say
sound like a
anything.
Russian.
Maybe find another word that is close enough and use that one.
The word's not the problem. I was struggling to explain to why I can't figure it out. Like why it's what is this saying? It's on the tip of my tongue.
You have an
But
idea on what it could be, but you're stumped.
Yes, that.
Oh,
The pieces aren't connecting.
you see. All right.
Maybe you could find something?
I mean, I could take a look. I'm not familiar with these creatures, so I don't know exactly what more I could get that Kiriki couldn't, but I will certainly try my best to see if there's anything that stands out.
She can't really relay the information she has gathered because she can't quite piece it together to relay information to help either.
Maybe start with what you were trying to understand yourself when you started looking at it. And I can try and go from there.
I'm trying to figure out why it won't disappear, like the others do.
Right, like the ones that we fought all the way back at the port.
It feels different and stronger, not than just the size, but the body itself.
It's obviously some kind of higher-ranking lieutenant of whatever faction these things come from. Maybe there's something physiologically I can see. Can I do some kind of... I don't know, this is a weird pull, but maybe a medicine check to see if there's something that seems more of this realm than the other demons? I don't know. It's the best I got.
Yes.
Let's see how this does. I got a 19 on a medicine check. He's kind of like... Malachi kind of kneels. Well, he doesn't have to kneel. So he just kind of walks up to it. He takes his dagger out of his belt, and he kind of uses it to move the plates up and kind of look around at its physiology, trying to make out something about it.
I'm not sure you're ready for this.
We'll see.
You lift up the plate, and you look at its skin. And have you ever seen human skin examined, close up, textbook,
under a microscope
movie?
or something?
Yeah. The demon's skin under its scales, really and closely, lost my word.
Resembles
human skin under there. You've seen dead human skin many, many times. It's kind of your jam. And it really, really looks like that. But a little bit molded with these plates on top.
Malachi kind of he looks curious, and he looks like he's kind of focused as he's looking over the body, and then you see him just kind of, his face drops into this disgusted kind of frown, and he pulls his blade away, and he picks up the edge of his cloak and wipes off the blade and puts it back in his belt. I don't know how to describe this, but I'm going to use the best translation I can think of, in that I have a fairly good idea that this creature is made of humans.
Humans? Wait, why do you think that?
The flesh under its armors resembles human flesh, more so than I'd care to elaborate on. Seen humans in various states of health, wellness, and decay. That's human flesh, beyond a shadow of a doubt. This thing may not have started on this plane of existence, but it has made itself a part of it.
Well, that would definitely explain why it's not deteriorating, but
He kind of turns
I wonder
in.
what's causing, or like, I wonder how its skin is that way.
He turns and kind of like looks over the camp behind them down the ramp, kind of lit by the moon. I'm beginning to think that the humans weren't breeding for population.
You think it was to make other demons?
Think they were using humans to bolster their ranks, and he kind of points over at the monster's body. Empower already powerful things.
Dun dun dun. We'll see you next week. I'm kidding, but that would have been a really good time.
Oh man, I was holding my breath. I was like, oh, okay.
I was confused.
I mean, I know it's a little early, but if that's how you want to end.
That was really good timing. That's all. No.
Okay.
Next time on Dungeon Speak. I'm kidding.
See if Aldora survives the Temple of Athena.
Hey, I've been sponsoring Athena like this entire time. She shouldn't be angry with me.
Wrought with demons, surrounded by enemies, Athena, Aldora fights the demons. I'm out.
You did it, Todd.
You got it.
Yeah!
Malachi is going to shake his head in disdain at seeing this, and he's going to like mutter under his breath, "This isn't right. This isn't. There's nothing good about this. We need to stop these things." And he didn't really say that to anyone specifically. He's kind of just muttering that to himself as he was walking away. And he'll reconvene with Andrak and Pallets down here at the middle of the camp.
Do you still have that scroll? Or there was 11 of them. Did you take any of them with you, or did you leave them there?
Malachi probably would have grabbed at least one. I think he gave one to Aldora. I don't know if she put it down.
No.
But I wasn't
Yeah, it's
there.
cool.
Well, you walked in there.
Yeah, but I didn't notice the scrolls. They were too busy talking about the books.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I'll take.
My passive is 11.
I'll say I took one for each of us, just in case.
All right. 5?
Yeah. Yeah, cause he'll take 6. Make it an even number.
So it's an Arcana check to read scrolls that are spells. What's Ethan's Arcana? Like, can he use scrolls?
Can you hold it up for him?
I doubt it, but that'd be really funny.
Ethan cast Fireball.
Someday,
Arcana.
after we grant him sentience.
Oh, Mason,
I'm
kidding.
going to assume not, because,
No.
I mean, his intelligence is 2 with a negative 4.
Read this scroll. He eats it. Actually, somebody did that. I don't remember who it was now.
Here.
All those
Oh,
intelligence.
that's right.
All the intelligence goes to intimidation.
That's fair. All right, you guys are outside. These hungry people, you can see them huddled in the woods to the west or to the right as you go outside this cave. Andrak, I know you said you wanted to go out there and rejoin the normal people, but I don't really know who you were referring to because normal is really subjective, especially around here.
I mean, he was just basically checking on all the people, seeing how they're doing.
All right. So you guys see Andrak over there. They are huddled around you like chicks to a hen.
Andrak would be like a chicken.
Maybe that wasn't a good
A
comparison.
quote to end all quotes.
I mean, he has like the mohawk on his helmet, red under his chin. He's exactly like a chicken.
Did we agree to let them know that there was a shit ton of wealth in that cave?
Fuck yeah. Are we taking them? Do we plan on taking them? Well, no, I should say this in character. Are we going to return them to the city?
They all look at you expectantly as you say it in character.
You said that you all planned on going to a certain place. What was it again?
Are you talking about the underground area that
Yeah.
had the food?
The lady, she steps forward, the same one from earlier. She says, the town was called Senpek.
So, do we plan to take them there? Allow them to stock up on food, water, and lead them out of this area across the river? lake, river.
The Aegeans. Return them to Troy.
That, as far as we know, is the safer place.
For now. Oh, sorry.
We
Aldora,
found much
I'm sorry.
wealth in the cave. It would get you a life started in Troy, so that you do not have to bear it out here.
We are currently east, just like a day or two away, east of Delphi, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So as far as is north of us, we'd have to kind of take them back to where we started to get to that ship captain who said he would come back every 2 weeks, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Perhaps we load them up with some of the wealth from the cave, and then we make it as far as Asfalas. We can get them on board that ship captain. He said he would be returning. We clear the area, hopefully, and more of these creatures haven't moved in by then. If not, we'll clear them out again. He could take them back to Troy. That is the safest option for these people.
I will say y'all have gone pretty far. Altogether, it's roughly 80 miles. So it would take almost about like 3.5 days to get there, just to Aspalis.
Do we know
'Cause-
where Sempek is?
She told you. On the other side of the mountain here. The other side of this mountain range. Like, you're on the south side of it. So she said on the north side of it.
Okay, so we could probably get there without stalling too much time. Check it out to see if there's even, food, shelter there.
Do we want to lead them to the place that has all the gold and everything? They would probably
it's
feel
just a
really
cave.
uncomfortable just going over there.
Do these
It wouldn't
people
be.
even... Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Do these people even look like they'd survive a 3-day journey?
No, they doesn't look like they could carry gold either.
I thought we loaded it up all on Aethan so that we could distribute it later. That way we
Yeah.
didn't have to linger it in the cave.
Let me see if I have what Ethan's carrying capacity would even be.
A lot.
Oh,
He has a
but
24 strength.
That's good. That's pretty decent.
his carrying weight capacity is 375,
Technically, tripled because he's heat.
and his strength is 25 plus 7.
Those are some pretty thick legs. I'm just saying.
So how much gold do you guys think that he could carry?
Yes.
DM?
Yes.
Okay,
Sounds like yes.
Yeah.
so pretty much all of it
Yup.
that was left. Okay. So that
Let's
way,
take them. Let's take them to their home. We can discern what the situation looks like once we get there. It's northbound, anyways, which means that's right. It's northbound.
Yes.
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 So if you went back the way you came, because you already killed everything that way, so you know it's safe.
Mhm.
Go back west, go a little bit around the mountain range. It would take maybe like a quarter of a day, and then go back west across the north side of this mountain range. It would take roughly a day, but you got to remember it's also probably almost 8 o'clock at this point.
We should
Right.
rest first.
yeah.
Set out watches.
Wouldn't be a bad time to use that cave, actually. Just putting that out there.
Yeah.
Remove the creature from the cave. Have
Um,
everyone huddle inside for safety.
Can we even move it? It's huge.
45,000 gold is 150 pounds.
Oh, cool.
Aethan can carry that, no problem.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
lot less than I thought.
The creature was bisected. I'm sure if we work together, we can.
Alright.
I would suggest, and I don't know how this is going to sit with some of you, but I would suggest we prop it up at the entrance of the cave. Use it as a deterrent.
That would actually be a good idea. It would
concur.
keep any monsters away. They think that something is dangerous enough to kill something like that, they wouldn't want to go near a cave.
My bad, I
Yeah.
missed a 0. It's 900 pounds.
Hmm.
Sorry.
He's got it. He's totally fine.
Well, you can split it with you guys
Yeah,
and then carry most of it.
I think, because everyone said they took a good portion of it on their own.
Yeah, and Kiriki, walking by that space, you do not see the platinum there.
Oh,
Ooh. Cool.
that's good,
Okay, good.
I think. Hopefully that was actually them.
Malachi will turn to all the commoners and come with us. We're going to huddle inside of the cave for the evening.
They slowly and like kind of limp their way that way. You can see each of their joints through the skin as they move, almost bone on bone.
Yeah. Pulls aside Aldora as they're kind of ushering these people towards the cave. These people aren't going to live long. I'd be surprised if all of them even made it to their home at the state they're in.
You do see that some of them, their color's coming back to their skin, and it's not sticking like it was. And if you pay attention, Palace is actually creating water because granddaughter of Poseidon.
She can do that.
Yeah.
Give water to the people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Water is her thing.
Now we just need to get a food elemental on our side and we'll be set.
Food
ring her
elemental.
out.
You see a giant cheeseburger walk by.
Hello,
friends!
We wring Palace out like a wet cloth.
I don't know why I thought that's so funny.
Yeah, he'll just mention that to Aldora because she seems to be the one with the biggest heart here, and then he'll like walk away from her after mentioning that to help usher people into the cave.
Are you trying to talk her into feeding them Ethan? That's fucked up.
He doesn't know what she's capable of. He just knows that she tends to make wounds feel better, so he's kind of like, hey, if you've got anything that can make these people not die on the road, this is in your ballpark, because all I do is kill things.
I find the book situation funny, because it was like, just in the first campaign, whenever my one-shot character was there, she came
Oh, the
across the
porno mag.
books, and then now Aldora's coming across it too.
I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair, I feel like that's just you. You just come across no mags.
Oh my god.
The porn finds you.
Anyways,
Back in the cave.
In the
we
cave.
should probably get going.
Alright. You guys go into the cave. Which side do you rest on, left or right?
Front.
Definitely not the side with the books. These people have been traumatized enough.
Yeah, definitely the opposite side, especially since the area is larger and it's not as kind of encased.
Alrighty. If you rest on the other side, then some of the people will get curious about those boxes and crates, and they'll pull the cushionings out and actually use them as pillows, or to lay, like some of the men will put them under the women to lay down, so that they're not bone on rock. And there's not a lot, but they're small.
I didn't even think about it, but did we even check what's in those boxes?
Nope.
Malachi will, as the people are ushering in and they're starting to pull stuff out, he'll also kind of curiously just kind of go over to the boxes and start opening some to see what's inside.
Alright. Make an investigation check as you look inside these boxes.
Okay. Ooh, a 22.
Nice. I want to tell you something real quick,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want everybody to hear it, so I'm gonna deafen them. So as you look inside these crates, and you're looking at the way they've kind of been imprinted, either by hand or whatever, they seem fit for babies.
Hmm.
And these look like shipping crates for animals or something.
Hmm.
I'm gonna unmute everybody now, but I didn't. I just want Malachi to have that in his head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He kind of is. He's like opened a few of them and he's staring. He's connecting the dots. And he just kind of slides one of them over, like one that he could sit on. And he kind of slides it over behind him and just like sits down for a minute. And he looks like he's heavily disturbed. He just kind of sits with that for a few minutes. Yeah. Can everybody hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh no, I'm deaf.
Yeah. So when Malachi looks through these boxes after a few minutes, yeah, he just kind of sits down. If anybody else pays attention to him, he looks fucked up. Like he looks like he's staring at the ground, kind of disassociating for a few minutes.
Kiraki's that perceptive.
She's really not.
Andrek did not go further into the cave. He is staying near the entrance.
What about? Well, I mean, Eldora has a really high perception.
Eldora could definitely see this.
Yeah.
Wait, what? I'm seeing what's in the thing.
No, you're seeing Malachi fucked up from seeing
Oh.
what's going on with the things.
I was about to say. Eldora's.
I mean-
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say you can follow him and see why he might have done that, but I think Eldora's seen enough for one day.
Are you sure?
No.
Eldora's
Traumatized.
gonna.
Traumatized.
She's gonna go up and check on him. Is everything okay? You look like you saw a ghost.
I've seen plenty of ghosts. This is so much worse. He kind of looks up at her. The crate. He kind of motions towards it. About how big do you think that crate is?
Eldora's gonna look over.
They're somewhat varied, but at the most 2.5 feet.
They're a pretty decent size. Is something that I should not go check in there?
I investigated the body of that large creature. I told you that human flesh was being used. These crates could reasonably hold an infant within them, and they seem to be made for shipping.
Eldora's just not even gonna bother looking into the boxes after that. But she will stand in front of them to make sure that the other people, like the people that were in prison, do not look into them.
There's nothing in there, but the implications,
So
they're
there's
they're not just using humans to alter themselves, they're using children, babies.
Is there corpses in there?
No, not that I found.
Okay. I just don't want the other people to see this. They've been through enough. They'd be traumatized to know that was what their torture was going into.
He just kind of stands up from the box and closes the crate he looked into. I've never been more motivated. And he just kind of walks away after that.
Eldora's just gonna kind of sigh and try to clear her head out of that. Was Ethan able to go in like this further into the cave area? I know not comfortably, but
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean he can move out. He can move around pretty much just fine.
Okay.
The people are freaking out, so he's kind of like, it's almost like a sheep herd. Like they're moving in, and then as he's like carefully coming up behind them, like he knows not to harm humans because, you know, he's your friend. So he's kind of trying to be careful, but as he's like cautiously stomping as a creature that weighs tons, they're like scurrying forward, trying not to get hit. But he doesn't look like he would do anything on purpose to hurt them.
That's fair. Where's Andrak at the moment?
At the front of the cave, I believe.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
near the entrance.
Okay. Eldora and Ethan I'll have Ethan like lay by the like entrance of the room, and she'll lay next to Ethan.
Alright. So you guys eventually are able to go sleep. The people, they sleep restlessly. Like Andrak, you don't sleep. Malachi, you don't really sleep all night, do you? I don't think so.
He doesn't really sleep well. I mean, he gets the allotted time that he needs for his rest, but it's not the best.
Yeah, you'll see them every now and then, like, shake awake. To where they, like, jump up and look around. Look at the people around them, and then maybe lay back down. You'll make eyes with a lot of them, because they're unable to sleep also. Or they'll, like, wake up randomly. But not a lot of sound happens. Just stirs every now and then. Andrak looking outside the cave. Nothing happens. Eventually, dawn comes. A new sunrise enters the cave, and birds, well, they don't chirp because they're all dead.
Malachi would wake and kind of rouse up everybody. Come on,
Jack, it's away.
we all need to get moving if we're gonna make it to your town. It's best to start early so that we don't end up in the dark on the road. And he'll kind of help usher all these people out of the cave again to get moving towards where they need to go.
Let's see here. So they're fully rested now, like actually rested, unlike how it's been for a while. And they've had a good chunk of water. They've had some food, thanks to you guys. Aldora, are you gonna give them any food?
Yeah, since we still have quite a lot of food left, we're going out. Aldora was gonna kind of stand at the entrance of the cave, and as the people are walking out, she's just gonna hand them
Athena, bless you.
rations.
Athena, bless you. Athena, bless you.
A gift from Athena. A gift from Athena.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta work that sponsorship in.
Do you give them a pamphlet as you give them the food? Like, don't forget to pray.
Jehovah's Witness this shit.
No.
It doesn't seem offensive. That should be fine. So with that, and it's daylight, so the demons aren't really out a lot during the day roaming. I'm gonna say you can get there by probably 4 o'clock around the mountain with them. No harm, no foul.
Dang it.
Yeah. The only harm is what happened to this fucking town. This shit's fucked. So approaching it, and I will say, so through conversation, especially this long, you'll find out that a lot of them are not actually from this town. Just this lady is. They're from various towns around the area, and they were taken there. But you can see there's a good chunk of hills that kind of surround this quote-unquote town. You can see some buildings or pieces of them. You can see rubble, broken stones. Instead of homes and buildings, you see what almost look like walls that are like 3 feet high, because it looks like the top half of almost every building is gone. There's a few stone columns that still remain. It's kind of like this off-white, so it looks like it was an older town. But it did look like it was decently big. She did say it was a trade town, so you know, there's the distance between a lot of the big towns is on the north side of these mountains is quite large, so you can imagine that they saw a lot of business because people don't want to make all that travel. But unfortunately, you see no sign of life, just broken columns, broken buildings, and just it looks like it was rolled over. You see one big group of columns in the center of this town where maybe there used to be a temple. But all you can see now is just a row of columns to what was maybe like a back wall of the area it takes up. And the lady will tell you, let's see, what was her name? Isabel. Isabel will tell you, she'll point and she'll say on the back side of that temple, in one of the bigger trade buildings, is a way down to the storage area.
Malachi nods and begins to proceed towards it.
All right. So you guys get there, and there's like a small break between these walls. It looks like there was stairs that led up to this large building, and you can kind of see like the beginning of it where there's the walls and then this opening for a doorway. But I mean, there's the doorway, but then all the walls are gone. So you just kind of go around that in between behind these columns and that. And you can see, looks like the rubble's kind of blocking it a little bit. But maybe like a small person, or I should say. A thin person like Kiriki could probably slip through there. That's probably about it. Dora without her armor, maybe. But it looks like a thin hole. Andrak could clear it. Athan could clear it. But as far as you know, that's what you see right now is rubble on top of a hole. It looks like a passage down.
Aldora is going to kind of look at Ethan. Hey, bud, do you think you could help us clear the path?
He like nudges the side of his head on yours gently, and then he goes over there and just like kind of shoulders it a little bit. And you see it start falling over because he understands common now. I don't know why. It doesn't look like he's doing a very good job because he can't really like pick rocks up and move them, but he's just kind of like knocking some of the ones on the top of the pile out of the way.
So after that, then it looks like people can, well, people with armor and stuff could get through.
Not really, just because he's too tall to get the ones that are on the ground. So while he's able to knock the ones on like the top of the pile out of the way, like that's the best he can do.
Andrak will pick him up.
Can he? I mean, he's so weak. Ugh.
Yeah, no, his strength only 18. I don't think that's enough.
No, you can't pick up rocks with an 18 strength. Pff,
Yeah,
you need
you'll
at least
have
a 12.
We'll have to ask like I don't know, Malachi or Kiriki.
Kiriki is for sure the strongest in the party. Everybody knows that.
Hmm.
There you go. Alright, so Andrak goes over there and easily cleared. Maybe 3 to 5 minutes, and you'll have a big enough path for everybody to get down. Well, everybody except for Ethan. Like it's a passageway that's about 3 feet wide and 5 feet long. And you see it's very dark down there, but there's stone carved out stairs leading at an angle downward.
I do not believe the lizard can follow.
Probably not.
Can he
Thank you for
stay
the
guard?
help.
Did you say thank you for the hole?
I said thank you for the help.
Oh, my bad. Just wanted to clarify.
Todd,
Yo,
careful. You don't wanna get this marked as 18 plus, do you?
we've been 18 plus.
After what happened earlier in the other part of the cave, probably.
Yeah. Alright, so who's going down the hole first?
Andrak will go in the hole.
Alright, Andrak.
Malachi will follow behind him.
Alright, so the 2 blind guys go first.
Yay!
Dora will go
Andrak.
last.
Will light a torch.
Whoa, that's so old school. Way to take it back.
This entire time you had a torch?
Yes.
Man, abusing that light cleric, I see.
You're not even a light cleric. You're a war cleric.
Once I level up, I will be able to see in the dark. I just haven't gotten there yet.
Oh wow.
You can always
everybody
clap
can-
at her. Clap on, clap off. The cleric.
You sell Dora like a clap light.
Alright, you guys go down there. It's not really narrow. Like, it stays 3 feet all the way down. The stairs are pretty steep. Let's see here. I'm gonna say Malachi and Andrak both know why. Andrak, because you've loaded ships before. You put supplies on ships, and you know that a lot of times they store stuff in barrels. So when you're loading stuff onto a ship or whatnot, the steeper the stairs mean the easier it rolls. So if it skips, it might break. But you guys, you've been around, you know some shit. So you eventually get down to the bottom of the stairs, and you see it as a large cavernous cave. Your torchlight does not reach the walls, minus the ones you are right next to as you come through there. As Kiriki and Dora get down there, it reaches beyond your dark vision. If you actually map it out, it's about 200 feet by about 300 feet.
Okay.
It is very damp, very dark, very old, and you see there are dozens of barrels, like in groups. If you pop open a few, you'll see there's a lot of water, salt, salted meats, different meats stored in fat to keep longer. There's vegetables. It looks like it's grouped off by different types of food. This does look almost like a place where a merchant would store their stuff. It's just in large quantities. But you see no sign of any people. Like, nobody made it down here.
Well, this will be enough. We could feed a lot with this.
It will really help us take care of them, lead them to there.
Malachi's gonna spend some time looking around this place to see if there's anything besides just the supplies that got stuffed down here.
You'll find a couple. You'll find a couple of spiderwebs here and there, but not really. I mean, there's no reason for bugs to be down here. Everything's sealed up. You know, they put different powders and chemicals on the barrels to keep termites away. There's store supplies, but nothing other than that. I mean, you think if you're looking for something in particular, Like, just not anything magical, but like if you're looking for pittance or something like that, or rope, it's probably down here. But, I mean, are you looking for something specific, or just kind of
No,
poking
it's just
around?
making sure that if this was a merchant's like storage area, that they didn't stuff something important or special down here aside from just that. So, yep.
Nah, it looks like she I want to make sure that I didn't misspeak. So it wasn't like a merchant, it was the whole town. Like they all fit out of here. That's why it's so big.
Yeah. Malachi will kind of look back and I guess if they have what they need, we should decide whether or not they want to stay or not. If they want to stay here, they've got supplies for a while, and we can go about doing what we have to do.
I feel like it would probably be safer if we took them back.
We
It
can,
would definitely detour us, but
You said to decide if we are going to take them. Is that not up to them? Can they not make decisions to stay or go to Troy?
No, that's what I mean. We should ask them if they... What I want us to decide is whether or not we are willing to take them. If they
Yes.
want to go.
I'm willing.
You're not sure they'd be able to make that trip because you went down a mountain into the valley next to the sea, and then went up another one, and then demons that are flying around would definitely spot a large group like this.
Yeah. It's probably best if they stay here. They have supplies to last for a while. We have
And-
other things to do.
We can always come back and check on them once they've built more strength if you still wish to escort them.
Guys,
that is
alright.
reasonable.
You will see a few of them are crying because to have somebody come and help them is nice, but they were still there in the presence of where people they know had died, people they had been caged with had died, that trench full of dead bodies, that pile of sandals, like that was there the whole time. The trees, the groups of trees they were waiting in was just north of that trench. So they stayed in the cave overnight, and they got some rest, but it was in the cave that this giant creature, this giant demon, stayed in overnight. This demon that they saw kill other demons, that had killed humans easily. So they knew this thing could destroy them, no problem. They stayed there, and then they walked around this land filled with these demons that had killed all kinds of guards and fighters and champions and demigods that they had heard of. So they were still scared, but now under here, in a place that seems familiar, that seems untouched by demons, they might actually feel safe. And so some of them are, I don't want to say relaxing, but they're actually breathing a sigh of relief and like letting the fact that they're actually going to live and they're saved sink in. And you guys are level 10.
Yay.
Woo!
Yeah.
I think our work here is done.
For now,
Mm.
let them rest. We should resupply some ourselves.
Great. I'm going to begin. He's going to pull out the two maps, the demon map as well as their map that they have of the area. I'm going to begin looking over this map. We can decide where our next move should be after everyone's settled down and we've resupplied. He's going to take the two maps over to a couple of barrels and just kind of lay them out over the barrels and begin kind of reading over them.
All right. What are y'all doing as he's doing that?
Resupplying ration.
All right.
Kiriki will join Malachi, and she's pushed up her mask so you can see her face, and like she's got like dark circles under her eye, and she's staring at the maps. I know we had the other encampment that we had to hit.
Yeah.
From the demon map.
Please hold. I'm trying to find the demon map.
Ugh!
Oh shit. Eldora should probably look over at the map too, because wasn't she the only one that could read it?
No, I can read it.
Oh, okay.
That's why he has it
I
currently.
forgot what the language was.
Abyssal.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Imagine speaking languages.
I got 2.
I have one.
Good for you, girly.
I have a few. Check this out. You ready?
I'm ready.
Auf Wiedersehen, or Tschüss. Das
Cheers.
Vidania. Adios, or Buen dia. And we'll see you next week.